When we think of a pilgrimage today, like walking the Camino de Santiago in Spain, we often imagine scenic trails, deep reflection, and maybe a sore pair of feet. But in the early centuries of the Catholic Church, pain on pilgrimage was never seen as an inconvenience. It was the point. Welcome or welcome back to Journeys of Peace. For early Christians, pilgrimage wasn't meant to be comfortable. It was an act of penance, a way to physically share in the suffering of Christ. Walking long distances, often barefoot, exposed to hunger, blisters, and exhaustion, was thought to cleanse the soul. Pain became prayer. Every ache of the body was a reminder of the passion of Jesus and the trials of the saints. The medieval pilgrim expected hardship. In fact, the more difficult the journey, the greater the spiritual reward. For some, pilgrimage was even assigned as punishment. Courts and church authorities ordered wrongdoers to walk hundreds of miles to atone for their sins. Pain and sacrifice were woven directly into salvation. But fast forward to today, and most pilgrims on the Camino de Santiago aren't walking barefoot or sleeping in ditches. The world has changed. We have hiking shoes, hostels, even luggage transport services. Yet the spirit of sacrifice is still there. It's just evolved. Now, the pain of pilgrimage often comes not only from physical exertion, but from the conscious choice to strip life down to its basics. You give up the comfort of your own bed. You carry everything you need on your back. You walk in rain, heat, and cold. And perhaps most difficult in our age of constant connection, you give up control. The phone signal fades, your schedule is no longer yours, and you are forced into patience, humility, and reliance on others. So what does this tell us about pain on pilgrimage today? It may not be the raw suffering medieval Christians sought, but it is still meaningful. It is the sacrifice of modern luxuries, comfort, convenience, and the illusion of independence. The blisters, the hunger, the tired shoulders from carrying a pack. These become teachers, breaking us open so something new can enter. In the early church, pain was redemptive. In the modern world, pain is transformative. Pilgrimage teaches us that when we embrace discomfort, whether medieval or modern, we make space for gratitude, for empathy, and for a deeper connection with the divine. So whether you walk barefoot across medieval Europe or hike in trail shoes with a cafe stop along the way, the meaning of pain remains. It is not suffering for its own sake, but suffering that becomes prayer, and ultimately, transformation. Thanks for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this reflection on pilgrimage, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Buen camino!